Have you ever been angry at a video, mad at somebody for perhaps the content in the video? Maybe they said something that irked you the wrong way, and maybe you just don't vibe with that person. Maybe you don't like their appearance or maybe the cadence of their voice. That happens quite sometimes with me. I get a lot of messages where people have a lot of dissonance or disagreements with the words that I say. When I speak, people get violently angry and don't want me to continue speaking. It is a very common occurrence, and I completely understand if something about me infuriates you. But imagine this, if you will. Imagine if you got mad, and not the content in my video, but just the thumbnail. Recently, I was going through my Instagram post, just minding my black business, and by all means, I get somebody replying to my story. Now, specifically, if you reply to my story, I do get the notification immediately because I have story replies on, because sometimes I have stories in there that I want people to specifically reply to. And oftentimes, I will talk to you in the Discord DMs or Instagram DMs, depending on the message, if it's something that I can actually respond to. So, at first, I was not going to reply. I wasn't going to say anything about this person. I wasn't. But then I sat on it for a few days, and now I think I'm a little bit confused now. And tell me if I'm in the wrong, that'd be great. So this is the message. This person is Cake Mortis Bleed. They're active right now. So let's look here. Hey, I hope you have zero success because you're a misogynistic piece of S. I think your hair looks effing ugly and you need to fix it. Coming here looking like that when black women can't look slightly like that is insane. F your A. Fix your S. So I'm a little bit confused here. Is this a black woman? I believe this is more of a Caucasian woman. I can't tell. Might be Mexican. I can't tell. Not going to assume your ethnicity nor your race there. But I didn't care about this message. I get these daily. This is just a regular occurrence there. Who cares about that? Then I got, do you know you look bad as hell? You look like a raccoon living under somebody's house. Fix that. So I'm a little bit confused, and it's confusing because this was about this specific video was about the Diddy is not guilty and how angry I was about it. So I was confused. Were they disagreeing with Diddy or they disagreeing with me? I don't know what's going on there. And then, by all means, we're skipping plot here. I'm sorry, we're skipping plot. There's a lot here. We're skipping plot. And then the other one was about how the Big Beautiful Bill is bad, and they just chose it to insult my appearance. And then I talked about how I took a bunch of toilet paper and said to add the dye to, and then you sit there and talk about women that look 1,000 times better than you. You look like that. Dark circles under your eyes look like you eat sludge. Now, this is very good because I do eat sludge. It's very important. But I was confused. 3 in a row. And then there was this one. Go ahead and pretend that anybody gives a F about you, though. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody will know who you are. You're using misogyny to try and get somewhere, and nobody's going to do S for you. You absolute mongoloid. Do appreciate the insults. Very nice. Very good cadence. Very good punctuation. Always good to see something of that variety, especially when it comes to insults. Usually I have to dribble and drudge through a bunch of stuff that I can't read, but this is very clear and concise. But I didn't know the exact issue. Was it my appearance? Was it something that I said? So I was just curious. Usually people would state the exact issue they have with me or some unjustified hate, but this felt very direct. Maybe it was something I did. Maybe it was somebody's lives I ruined back when I was a Crip. I don't know what it was, so I was confused. I needed to make amends if it was something from when I was a Crip, so I reached out and I simply replied to a comment and says, I do enjoy sludge. Because by all means, I do. Then they said, I can tell. Keep Denim's name out of your mouth. Keep Frogan's name out of your, I don't know what this is, if you know what's good for you. So I want to point this out. This is very important here. I don't know who Frogan or Denim are. I've never heard those names in my life. Ever. Not once. I've never said those on my channel once. I went through my entire catalog and checked. Not once have I said those names. I've said Frunky Frogbait, a great content creator, by the way. You should check them out. But I've never in any capacity used those names. So now I'm confused. That's why I said Denim. Who's Denim? Who's Frogan? Really? So you aren't that guy that looks exactly like you've made that video on YouTube about them? Now I'm confused. I've never made a YouTube video about them. I do have a YouTube, so maybe it was me. Maybe I was in a schizophrenic panic. Who knows? I don't know what it was. That's somebody with poorly taking care of your hair and very big dark hair that looks exactly like you is just doing that. Maybe there is a copycat out there. I don't know. I'm not very unique looking. I don't think so. I was a little bit confused. I do not believe so. I'm sorry. I've never made a video about those people, my friend. I made a video on Ludwig and Trump because at the time, those were the two most common things that I think people could be mad about me for. Maybe Trump or Ludwig or Mango. I'm not sure. Or you're the one who thinks it's okay for Maya to be SA'd. This was a very wild statement. I don't know where this came from. I've never have I said that. Not once. Don't really know what's going on here. So now I feel like there's some miscommunication. So I ask, that would not be me. Or more so I say that would not be me. They say, yeah, I stand by my dark circles confident. You look horrible. Buy some concealer. Well, I do know how to do makeup, but I do appreciate the facial structure of what I have. And I said, I think Mango should not drink. This was in direct reply to, I believe, Maya and Mango. They have that little thing there because Maya and Mango have the drama going on. That was going on. Yeah, Maya's the one that had the D in her face. So I think you should suck on blank on his hairy nutsack. You love him so much. I don't know whenever have I stated that I enjoyed Mango. I think Mango is a horrifying alcoholic, and I do not think that he should drink. I think he should seek better. He has been a menace ever since Doug was at the Burial Card event, the time when Ludwig was talking about I've always wanted to be the best. It was a whole video there. I was a little bit confused there. Then I said, I do not believe I said Mango was on the right in my video. Drinking ruins and kills. I called out Mango and Ludwig for their behavior because it was a gross event. I feel as though you have me confused with someone else because maybe it's some grifter or somebody that thinks that Mango is in the right or something of that variety. I didn't know. I just wanted to figure out the answer here. I said I have sinitis because I do have sinitis. That's why I sound a little nasally. I can breathe out of one nostril, and why I have dark circles because of the pressure around my eyes. I've had sinitis for a while, and I look homeless because I make these videos after or before work, and I don't really try to put that much effort into my appearance besides me picking out my hair a little bit. And I work at Amazon and I do DoorDash on the side. I'm always unkempt, but I appreciate your anger is what I said. If you have any other critiques, please let me know. I'm always looking to improve because I am always looking to improve. If you have any genuine critiques, that's what I'm looking at. No, it's okay, bro. You can keep talking to yourself. Having a YouTube account where you catch the grip for money is not going to do anything for you in the long run. Am I a grifter? Am I grifting somehow? I don't think I'm grifting. I feel like grift is disingenuous. Everything I post here is about my life or genuine opinions that I have. I was very confused. I was horrifically confused by this. So, that said, I do not believe I'm the person you're looking for because I don't think I grift. It's just going to make people think you are a S person. Dude, every time too, I confront one of these lesser channels that are on the grift, you act like a effing P. I said, I am an S person. I am 100%. I'm a crap person. I don't know what's going on. You wanted this. You said the controversial thing to get views from white dudes who can't brush their teeth, so you would take the smoke. You wanted this S. Don't act like a effing B now. Now this really confused me, because this implies that they've seen something I've said. I said, what exactly did I say? Bro, you think I would click on your video? Now this is where it messed me up here, because this statement directly contradicts this statement. They contradict each other. I said the controversial thing to get views. You think I would click on your video. So they didn't watch my video. Then I put a question mark. I said, I am what? Because I was genuinely confused. I don't give people like you ad revenue. Fantastic. Well, now you are. So, would never. Are you perchance mad at a thumbnail? I use deductive reasoning to say this. Please remember this. You get people that are easy to influence, not educated, and very self-centered. Congratulations, buddy. You are not getting any alt-left baddies on your ass. You need to accept that. So I want to point something out here. I'm asexual. Don't really care about that. Just don't care at all about that. Don't even care about what audience I attract most of the time. I'm just posting videos. So let's roll back for a moment. I am married. Happily so. I am married. I don't know if you know what I said in the video, and are you perhaps reacting to a thumbnail? As you said, you didn't watch my video, so I'm not sure you have the right person. I'm just using deductive reasoning here to try to figure this out. Never stop your anger. Anger is very important, but direct it correctly. But I feel as misdirected, I was may be on the same side. I don't want this person on my side after this conversation, by the way. I pray for her. I'm not a religious person. I pray for that woman. I hope she gets away from you. Referring to my wife, I imagine. My anger is justified. You are using these people, underlying hate for women to get money. Your wife deserves better. You deserve to be alone. Pretty drastic. Whole time has been pretty drastic, but they're speaking under the guise of rage and anger. So I'm just curious to see what's going on here. So after that, I say, but what did I do? You could show me the problem. You have a very good art, by the way. They do make very good art, by the way. I do enjoy their art style. It's amazing. I went on her page and checked their art. You know what you did. You're even acknowledging that these people do have an underlying hatred room, and your thumbnail made them click on it. So it is just the thumbnail. It is purely just the thumbnail. Benefiting off of essay of women is not a good thing. You aren't a kindergarten. No, I'm not the entire complex of a kindergarten. No, I shouldn't have to explain that. If I am stating I do not know, you cannot assume that I do. That should be a very simple rule. If I don't know something, I'm not going to act like I'm doing it for weaponized incompetence. I just don't know things. And I would love an explanation. That's how conversations go. So I have to be unnecessarily reasonable when I am faced with a lot of opposition and antagonism. So I say, when did I benefit from the essay of women? Did I say it was okay on the video? Did I say women deserve that? I've never once lay mention of that. I've never said that. Are you upset for me simply addressing the drama in the first place? Maybe it's just, I just trying to figure out the reasoning. Trying to act like you don't know what grifting is isn't going to negate that you're doing it. Consequences of your actions, buddy. I'm glad we're friends now. I don't know where that evolving happened, but we're friends. That's good. I like this. We're friends. But I'm going to hold on to that. I do not know how I am grifting. You cannot say I hate you for action when I did not know action. Is it any of these videos thumbnails? So I went through all my thumbnails to figure out what it was. I just don't know what it is. Girl, I wish I could see you for coming up with my effing recommended. So we're girlies now. We've evolved from buddy to girl. That's good. A lot of plot development here between these few messages. It's crazy though that I knew it was you from your face. I'm recognizable. That's nice. I'm happy I'm not that generic anymore. Anyways, bro. Oh, we're bro now. We're from buddy, girl to bro. No, none of those are the thumbnail. I'm pretty sure it was Maya in the thumbnail. If you don't know who Maya is, you are missing out. Cool. I don't watch streamers most of the time. If you make a YouTube video, I might watch it maybe if I go to sleep to it and wake up to it, but most of the time I'm outside hanging out with homeless people in Detroit, trying to make sure they eat because we have a lot of homeless people in Detroit. So this is the important part here. The thumbnail is in the first image. As a matter of fact, I'll show you just to make sure we're clear here. The thumbnail is this one. That's the thumbnail. Just want to point that out there. That was the exact thumbnail. So I know they're not going to look at the image I shared. I can feel that. I deduced that immediately. Then I put my full government. My full name is Seros Deregrant Lebnet Bazibub Kaiser Whaley, if you wish to sue me. And then I said this, which is the thumbnail we just saw up here. Same exact thumbnail, by the way. Same exact one. They say, yeah. So they didn't look at the image, did no research in any capacity, didn't look at the image, and proceeded to get mad at just the thumbnail. Now, let's really observe this thumbnail. Is there anything in this thumbnail that would cause you to get mad? He has done worse. I've made it very vague, so you would click on the video. That's what I did. It's a very effective strategy. 15,000 views, pretty okay video. It was addressing a drama, pretty slop content, pretty opposition to what I usually post. But I was just trying to talk about the subject and have people's opinions on it because I wanted other opinions and I was just trying to get more takes on it. And that's what I got. Yeah, do you want to explain to me what Ludwig has done that is worse? Being white is valid. Insane statement. You shouldn't hate somebody just for being white. Don't know what that's about. Anyways, just want to point this out. There's so much more to this video than just the thumbnail. But they are now reacting to just an image of an 11-minute video. Simply because they didn't want to risk being offended. But they chose to actively antagonize me when they could have just said nothing and just been about their day. But they actively chose to now antagonize me. So, oh no, Mango has done worse. As I stated in the video, if you watched it, Mango is the main subject. As in my video I stated, Mango has been drunker and has done worse, but it's being called out now, so people are saying it's bad, when it has always been bad. Mango has been drunk the entire time, and now he's being called out and people are actually addressing it where he's been known to be an alcoholic. Then I said Ludwig is a coward for not using the words SA and ignoring complaints and the people around him in chat. That's what I said in the video. I said Ludwig was spineless. I say he was a coward. I said that about the Hassan thing a while back. It's a whole, I've always critiqued people that are much bigger than me. That's what I've done. I'm punching up is what the statement I would be called. And I said that's bar for bar what I said in the video because that's exact. I rewatched the video because I was curious what I said. Again, I ask, are you mad about the thumbnail and not my actual opinion? I mean, yes. This pissed me off right here. I don't know why. It made me so angry when I read that. If your video didn't from the thumbnail show outward support for Maya, people like me are not going to click on it. sister, girl, buddy, bro, whatever term we're using between each other now since we're such good friends. I'm not looking for your support if you're attacking people for just their thumbnails. I don't want that. Seems to be unfair. I will not give ad revenue to people that are bigots. I think we've established that I'm not a bigot in this statement here. I think we've established that here. I think we've established that. I thought if you go through any of my videos, my support for trans people, my very left-leaning nonsense that I usually post, the fact that I support the LGBTQ but also think you shouldn't hate white people, you would consider me maybe center-left if you were doing a political analysis of me, if that is your parasocial relationship with me. But I feel as though there is so much more we could possibly do with this. And so I say, I see, common misunderstanding then. I will try in the future to be more concise with my thumbnail. Sorry about that. I feel as if insulting my appearance is a little much. Kind of hurt my feelings today, but I understand the anger because that day it did indeed hurt my feelings deeply. Thank you for your critique. I'm going to take you out on your words and believe that you don't understand the dynamics of YouTube. This is such an important statement right here because I do understand the dynamics of YouTube. I do. I understand that people will see a thumbnail and react crazy to it. But if you're the same age as me, I'm not. I'm 28 and this person is 23, as we'll discover later in the plot. I think you should, if you genuinely wanted reactions from people that are not alt-right weirdos. I will take anybody to react to my video. I will hit the whole blanket. It doesn't matter if you're right, left. You're welcome here. I don't care. I don't care about your political spectrum. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to talk to people. Whether you hate me or love me, I just want to talk. I love people. I'd consider looking at the thumbnails of the community that you want to be in. I don't care which community I'm in, to be quite honest with you. I post whatever I feel like. As a matter of fact, many people have stated, you don't really have a niche, do you? I don't. That's why the videos get very inconsistent views. Who knows what views I'm going to get when I post a video? I don't really care. That's why I have the job in Amazon, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing whatever I feel like and hoping it works. Because insults, I don't care about being mean. I think you should. I don't care about being nice. Ignore being nice. You're not being kind. You're just being blatantly mean. When it comes to somebody excusing SA, and you can say in your video didn't do that, but your thumbnail doesn't look like it. Does this thumbnail insinuate that I'm excusing SA? Don't really know. Well, don't really know. I don't think so. I consider what communities you are in. I don't know where you got the thumbnail idea from. So I'd like to point out where I got the thumbnail idea from. I just wanted to put my face in the centerfold of the between two pictures. I don't know, this may be a thumbnail style from another big content creator, but I just wanted to do it this way because it looks cohesive. There's no negative space. It makes sense to me because you're coming for me and my content, but you want to know the subject of the video. So I put me as the focal point. I'm the speaker. That's why I'm in front of all my thumbnails. You can go through my page, and if you look through the collage of thumbnail, you'll see that I use a very consistent thumbnail style of subject of the video with me talking and the subject in the foreground background. That's really what I do. I said I do not care about thumbnails or anything like that. Communities or such. I'm 28. I work in Amazon at DoorDash. I just post whatever's on my mind at the time. I think it's a tiny bit out of pocket to react to a thumbnail, not in a video. You did all this over a thumbnail. That's what it is. I'm 23. I think you don't get it. Perhaps not. Please explain. People my age will not support people on a thumbnail as a part of that. To actively admit that you only read headlines is a very important skill. That's introspection. And I imagine people in the LGBTQ community are very good at introspection. And I imagine this person may be a member of that very same group. So introspection is a very important first step. And I love that. I understand not supporting, but actively antagonistic over a thumbnail is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know, bro. Oh, we're bros now. That's good. Thank God. I would make the dude that committed the essay the biggest person in the thumbnail then make content. Then you make content. You do this. You work a full-time job. Sorry, part-time. I only work 30 hours every single week. 3 10-hour days. Well, Prime Day is coming up, so it's like 12-hour days now. It's very bad. You make it seem like you're talking about Ludwig. Okay, I am talking about Ludwig. And also, your video isn't coming over people that are supporting Maya and Ludwig. It's coming over people that are criticizing them. How would you know the analytics of every single person my video is coming up for? So it's not that much of a jump to assume that your video is amongst those who had, and amongst those videos and has a similar thumbnail isn't going to be the same. And personally, I wasn't going to risk it. So let's understand this logic. Let's break it down. The logic of this person, Cake, Mortis Bleed, was the thumbnail was enough of an offense upon their character and upon their morals to actively message me, say I have dark circles, say my hair is unkempt, that I look like a raccoon who eats sludge. Note, I have not insulted them once, aside of saying their character they've shown is a little bit insane. That's all I've shown. I've been very reasonable this entire conversation. So they weren't going to even risk doing that, but they chose to find my Instagram. This video wasn't posted on my Instagram, by the way. This is posted only on my YouTube. So they decided to find my Instagram and then comment on my story about how Diddy should be in prison and about how the big beautiful bill is bad, and insult my appearance about them thinking that I support SA over the idea of my thumbnail. I just wanted to make sure I was right about all these things. I'm talking about the whole situation. The copyright system on YouTube is strange. It affects thumbnails and the video. You can get copyright strike for a thumbnail. Did you know that? I discovered that 5 weeks ago. I got copyright claimed by Ludwig fan channels, not Ludwig, just the fan channels, and I want to talk about that as well. It is an insane jump to assume that when you are judging based on an image when there's a video, 10 minutes mind you, you read the headline and made a wildly incorrect judgment and berated my appearance and my character with no evidence. That's what happens when you're on the internet, and I understand. That's what happens when you're on the internet. I understand where you're coming from. It's not that deep. I said my opinion. Thank you. I hope you have a magical day. Seen 24 minutes ago. So, this is important. It's very important. I would like to say something here. Say something very important here. It is that deep. Do you know how many messages I get of similar variety that are just hate with no justification behind them just for the sake of making me feel bad? A lot. And I usually deal with them in the same exact way. Polite, courteous, nice. And usually people end up saying, you're right, my bad, I apologize. This person, however, just stood on business because they felt like everything they said was justified. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. I'm not a coward. In no universe am I a coward. Period. I will actively fight for what I believe in and fight for what I think, because that's how I operate. I would love for my opinion to be shifted. I would love for my logic to be twisted or malfigured in some capacity. But what I've discovered here is illogical. It made me feel as if I lost my mind. I want to know, did I miss something? Am I incorrect? Was my thumbnail offensive? I am looking to improve. That's what I want to know. Because to me, personally, it feels as though this person made a wildly incorrect judgment based off of a nothing burger of a thumbnail, because they assumed in the thumbnail that I was talking about something which I wasn't. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm messed up. I'm schizoaffective, so maybe I'm misinterpreting something. Maybe something is wrong in my reasoning. Maybe my logic has some fallacies in it. I would love if you guys could also critique this as well with me, and we could go through this and understand this as a group and a collective. I would love that. That'd be beautiful for me. But if I'm correct about this, that is great. I can go on about my day and not think about this, because this shocked me. It genuinely shocked me. I don't know where to go from this, because they just seemingly fizzled out with their anger, but they're still angry. But it was misdirected. And this is one of hundreds of people. This is one of hundreds. And you could say, oh, just don't look at them. Oh, just don't reply to them. Just don't do that. Just don't do that. Do you ignore every message you get? If you do, I'm proud of you. That's amazing. But sometimes I'll put my phone off of Do Not Disturb and I'll get 750 notifications of comments and things of that variety, people talking about me. It's my job to look at this stuff. I'm not going to hire anybody else to do it. I'm just going to let it mentally destroy me and break me as much as it possibly can, is what I'll do. And I'll get stronger because of it, hopefully. And maybe I'll get calloused in my brain. I'm becoming calloused now. I feel like they were just angry, and I'm happy I could be the outlet for that and not feed into the anger and create more. This is what I mean when I say be kind even when you can't, because there's no universe in which I could have been kind in that situation, but I was, despite the vast misunderstanding, because most things are wild misunderstandings. We're all human. We can all speak to each other. I hope we can easily do that. Have a good day. Thank you.
I'm your Nick and night, be my Laura, slow. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.